Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to crumble!
I'm Joshua Kemble, and welcome to Joshua Kemble's Livestream. I've been a freelance illustrator and graphic designer for over 20 years. I was an art director for 9 years. And when I'm not art directing and working on illustrations and graphic designs, I'm working on comic books and graphic novels, and that's usually what I do during my streams. And while conversations can go all over the place on this stream, from spicy and entertaining to goofy and silly, one thing stays consistent throughout every stream. I'll always be working on art. So pull up a chair, get your art supplies out, and get ready for an entertaining show that'll keep you company while you work on your own personal art projects. This is Joshua Kemble's Art Stream. Happy New Year, everybody. Jim Lujan's in the chats. How's it going, Jim? I just pre-ordered or ordered Jim's book, his Full Fungus companion, and I'm very excited to learn more about the characters from his book, The Full Fungus. You guys should all order it too. Anyhow, so what am I going to be doing today? I have so much work to do. So much work to do. I have a lot of comic pages to do. So what I'm going to be doing today during this stream is probably roughing out page 135 of Not Death But Love, The Strange Supernatural Story of Elizabeth Barrett Browning. And then might take a little break after that and then do 136 and so on, and just kind of blast through as much as I can today. The cool thing is, I just did that to annoy you guys, because the second somebody goes, it's like you're gonna think of the song, and if you don't know that song, thank God that you weren't alive when that was just playing over and over again on the radio. Anyhow, okay, so today what we're gonna do is the roughs, and then aside from that, I'm just going to kind of hang out and catch up on the new year. But it's been really interesting having like the entire winter break has been really cool. So I got to go to Universal Studios with my kid. We got to do a lot of family stuff, which was really fun. We went to Little Tokyo downtown. A lot of fun. We had family up. And I think it's the first time in like 10 years where I was able to like actually hang out outside of just like specific holidays, like on, and that's kind of nice. Like as much as I'm like going to be overworked a lot in the coming semester too, because I am starting schooling as well as my second semester teaching. So I'll be like getting out of school and then going directly to college classes. And then I have no idea when I'm going to be doing homework or lesson plans, but that'll kind of work itself out. But point being, even with all that busyness, being able to have, a solid chunk of time off for the holidays has been really cool. So I have managed to get some comics done and get slightly caught up. But my hope is to get a little further caught up today. So let's see how that's going. Hopefully you guys are all doing well and working on stuff outside and working on cool creative stuff. Let's get to our stream. So, okay, in the corner, I have the previous rough down here. So, just to kind of catch you guys up, because I haven't done a live stream in a while. So, there might be quite a few missing pages in the sequence that I'm going over. I guess just to kind of clarify it all, I'll kind of zoom in on this thumbnail so you guys can see it. Basically, what's happened is Sophie Eckley, who's kind of our villainess, who is collaborating with Mr. Home to kind of manipulate Elizabeth Barrett Browning, has commissioned a portrait of Elizabeth Barrett Browning while they were on vacation. They basically all traveled to Italy together, and picnicked by the Colosseum. And now she's basically, Sophie has convinced Elizabeth, hey, let's do a portrait by this renowned portrait artist, and sets it up, pays for it, and then Robert it's now been revealed to Robert as a surprise. The catch being that the portrait is hideous. It makes her look like she's dying. And so Robert is not a fan. He's basically saying, return this painting to the Eccles. And this is the confrontation over the painting. And Elizabeth is saying, Sophie won't understand. And he's saying, she'll have to manage her disappointment. I do not wish to offend your friend, but how can I gaze upon that false likeness daily? And that's basically, so now the servants have taken the painting back, and now we're in the room with Robert and Elizabeth, and now I'm going to start roughing out the next thing. So the next part is basically Elizabeth saying, it is ill rendered, but I would have endured it for Sophie's sake. That's Elizabeth. That's what I'm going to be sketching out real quick. So let's look where we were last at. We had Elizabeth on the right, Robert on the left. If I can, I want to stick to the line of action, but the nice thing about comics is if you want to break the line of action, you can. There's no hard rule about that. But if I can manage to keep Elizabeth on the right, Robert on the left, it will help the flow of the story make a little more sense. That's a little tip too if you're ever doing sequential work. All right, so and then I think, do I have the costumes open? I need to pull open some references that I have of the costumes references. And let's just get those in here too. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pull those two references here. So that's the outfit that I want Elizabeth in, and the outfit that I want Robert in. I just like that outfit for this scene. And for those of you who may be just tuning in, Not Death But Love, The Strange Supernatural Story of Elizabeth Barrett Browning is a Victorian era kind of mysterious historical fiction story about Elizabeth Barrett Browning's dabbling in the dark arts. Well, she's not dabbling in the dark arts, but she's, getting into seances and stuff like that. And there's kind of a web of intrigue where somebody is trying to use seances to manipulate Elizabeth, using her lost brother who dies at sea on page 1 of the story. So that's kind of what we're working on right now. And we're a little over halfway. This is so far, actually, at this point, is the longest work I've worked on. Every other book, I think Jacob's Apartment was 124 pages. And then I can't remember, I think 2 Stories was about 120. So at this point, I'm at 135 and full color pages. So it's been a beast, but the beast needs feeding, and we're going to get through it. I'd love to hear what projects you guys are working on. I know Mr. Lujan just wrapped. I was also going to play you guys some sneak previews of stuff too. Okay, there's some interesting stuff going on in our little personal chats. Okay, anyhow, point being, I'm gonna probably work on this, and then maybe play some previews of the album that I've been working on. So let's go ahead and do that. Actually, let's start. Let me see if I can cue that up while I work on this rough of Elizabeth saying it is ill rendered, but I would have endured it for Sophie's sake. And then I'll tell you guys a story of how I fell on my rowing machine like an old man. How about that? So this is track 1 of the album I've been working on. These are unmastered tracks. I have masters for about 6 of them, but I'm just going to play you guys unmastered versions. And then hopefully, you know, this will be interesting to you guys. So this is track 1 of the next album. If you're curious for like the last 4 albums that I released last year, check out Joshua Kemble on music streaming platforms. And Dylan just said, hi, Joshua and Jim. Hi, Dylan. It's nice to see you, buddy. Hope you're having a good new year. You're just in time. I'm going to play sneak previews of the album I've been working on. So here's track 1.
Consumption. Gotta buy. But no amount of money can provide an alibi. More money. Gotta make. But no amount of money ever gets you what you take. You burn everything that we make. Production. Gotta make. But no amount of labor can make all the things you take. Woo! More money. Gotta spend. But no amount of spending can fulfill you in the end. Woo! You burn everything that we make. Time to flip the script on society. Stop buying, fulfill your energy. Boy, that should be making something. Try constructing rather than burning. Time to stop doing up junk piles. With all the crap chasing some new style. Forget who suburban clones want you to become some void of a servant. A slave to the capital market. Survival of the thick with an unjust target. Painted on the back of creators. Overthrow the system by not giving your labor. Woo! Can you start from a time I swear I saw us having fun, creating from imagination. Consumption. Gotta buy. But no amount of money can provide an alibi. More money. Gotta make. But no amount of money ever gets you what you take. You burn everything that we make. Production. Gotta make. But no amount of labor can make all the things you take. Woo! More money. Gotta spend. But no amount of spending can fulfill you in the end. Woo! You burn everything that we make. Time to flip the script on society. Stop buying, fulfill your energy. Boy, that should be making something. Try constructing rather than burning. Time to stop doing up junk piles. With all the crap chasing some new style. Forget who suburban clones want you to become some void of a servant. A slave to the capital market. Survival of the thick with an unjust target. Painted on the back of creators. Overthrow the system by not giving your labor. Woo! Can you start from a time I swear I saw us having fun, creating from imagination.
All right, so that was track one. That's basically, I haven't titled it yet, but the gist of that was oh, Dylan said my new year has been filled with drama with my dad, so I've been irritable lately. I'm sorry about that, Dylan. I hope things get resolved in that territory. It sounds like a tough situation that you seem to be navigating okay. So that song, the gist of it, if you couldn't tell, was about consumption and how, basically society kind of pushes people to be consumers and just buy, and plan just, plan out their consumption and try to think of all the things they can purchase and rather than consume, like rather than building, the society really pushes creators to just consume rather than building. And so the point of it is to like, hey, start overthrowing the system by not giving your labor for consumption. Like try giving your labor for production, like for making stuff. Make something new, make something cool, rather than filling up junk piles, which is a little autobiographical because I feel like where I was working as an art director before, as much as I'm very proud of the stuff I made, and it was pretty fun when my friend went on vacation. He good friend of mine who's actually the other member of No Saboteurs texted me that he was at Kennedy Space Center, and it is fun to be able to say, "Hey, look in the gift shop. I made a bunch of that stuff." Like that is really cool. That'll fade in years, for some of the stuff that doesn't stay in print that I made at my old job, but that feels good, But other than that, like it really was just kind of filling up junk piles, and I don't know, I feel good in life right now being in a point where I feel like I'm doing productive things. I feel like my job is very beneficial. It's teaching kids, it's unlocking some of the secrets of art for kids. And then I'm making stuff, and it's like, I almost feel like for about 10 years, I lost that part of me for a little bit. The part of me that really hates like corporate stuff. And it feels good to be back to just kind of creating and doing positive things. And I would just encourage you guys too, if you're stuck in a rut where you're, having to fill junk piles with what you do, don't worry. I was there too. You can get out of it. We adapt, we change and make good things. But anyhow, that's what that song was about. This is a long-winded way of drawing it out because I got 7 tracks recorded so far for the album, which means I'm about 3 tracks shy of releasing. But I'm really excited about that because that means probably in like a week or two I'll have another album. I love that idea. Dylan said you should have an album named Unnamed and all the songs are unnamed or unnamed with the track name. Nice. I always try to name songs at the end. Every once in a while, there's a song that really stands out and needs a specific name, but I like to kind of consider it when I have the full package, the whole album. All right, let's listen to track number 2. And then I'll tell you what, I'm going to leave this to chat. You guys tell me. Do you want to hear the story of me falling over like an old man? To the point where I have like a giant bruise on my chest. Do you want to hear that, or do you want to hear track 2 and hold that one for later, like dessert? Because it's a funny story. Okay. Oh, and while you guys are deciding, I will literally let you guys make that call. While you're making that decision, I'm going to kind of check out what I need to draw next. So, Elizabeth saying, it is ill-rendered, but I would have endured it for Sophie's sake. And now Robert takes Elizabeth in his arms. That's why I moved her a little closer to him, so that action would make more sense. And he's going to say, I cannot endure any reminder you will not always be with me. Okay. Dylan also said, what if the album is unnamed with track number songs, but the whole album is blank? I feel like the blank album thing, though, the Beatles kind of owned that with the White Album, you know? Okay, Dylan said second track, then story. All right, Dylan, you were the first to speak up. And so you shall have your day. Here we go. Here's track number 2 of my album. And I'm going to work on the rough for Robert taking Elizabeth in his arms for page 135.
Digging the dirt with a shovel, 6 feet down until the ground becomes a dead man's cocoon, wrapping around everyone we know so soon. The grave digger clocks out at noon to head to the nearest saloon. It's dirty work, but job security is at a high. Pouring a drink, the bartender is given 2 coins, a tip that joins. Corpse, grave digger, and barkeep. The digger dreams to wash away his sorrow. The grave digger leaves the saloon. The barkeep sees it's 1:30 and thinks it's dirty work, but job security is at a high. With too many times that I know, they stumble drunk into the road, blindly walking on their way to where they dig the next man's grave, marked only by a granite sign, a symbol of what's coming for you and I. We will rest so peacefully. Yeah, we will rest so peacefully. We will rest so peacefully. We will rest so peacefully. Now walks in the bar a new patron, orders straight whiskey, making conversation. He asks the bartender's name, and then he drinks until his life feels like it's some sort of game. The bartender clocks out at 2. He's left wondering what he should do after his dirty work, but job security is at a high. Car swerves on the road, a weary driver, pedal pushed down to the ground, suddenly strikes a man on the road. Then the car wraps a around a nearby pole. The grave digger on the road dead. The bartender finds what's left of his head, then places 2 coins upon his eyes in dread. With too many times that I know, they stumble drunk into the road, blindly walking on their way to where they dig the next man's grave, marked only by a granite sign, a symbol of what's coming for you and I.
All right, so that was track 2. That one was a short story. Hopefully it kind of made sense lyrically, but if not, so it was just basically this gravedigger who's like kind of working. He's getting really bummed out from his job because he's just constantly exposed to like death. And so he goes, walks over to a saloon, has a drink, pays the bartender with 2 coins that he took from a corpse, right? Because the coins that people place on the eyes. And then basically, I think the bartender, I can't remember the total story. It's a short story, but it's like basically then he leaves drunk, kind of stumbles out onto the road. And then the bartender kind of gets off work, ends up driving and stumbling and coming across the gravedigger who had been basically killed by a car on the road. And the bartender puts the 2 coins on the gravedigger's eyes. And so it's like a circle of life kind of story. Kind of a weird little strange short story song. I got into doing those on the last album. Dylan said, what is the theme of the album? And what so the theme is weird on this one. It's kind of split all over the place. Like I've been doing themed albums. This one's just a collection of a bunch of weird kind of eclectic songs, just kind of going in whatever style sort of arose. So I didn't really need a theme this particular time around, which is I like working with themes for songs. But yeah, so okay, as promised, I'm going to tell you guys my old man story. So we had relatives over, which means like sleeping arrangements were interesting, like where we had people sleeping in the living room, and where I work, the living room's like right to my left. And so I can't work here and like keep people up late at night. So what I ended up doing was I used my laptop in the room. But since I barely work on my laptop if I'm not at school, I'm in my room working on my laptop in a chair over by, we have like a little library in our room. And so there's this like old school library style chair. I love this chair. It's a leather chair. It's a great chair, but it's comfortable, and I'm sitting back and working late at night. So it's real dark in the room. My wife is sleeping in bed, so I have the screen facing me. I'm trying to keep things really dark to not wake anybody up, but I'm trying to work, and because I'm a night owl, and that's when I get most of my work done. Okay, hold on. Remind me where I'm at. I'm at the setting, right? I'm telling you guys about the room. And so we're going to pause there, and I'm going to catch up on what the next sequence is. He kisses her on the forehead. Okay, so I need to have a panel here where he kisses her on the forehead. You know what's bizarre? I really like this script, but I think it's odd how often Robert is kissing Elizabeth's forehead. Like, Like in this book, I think he's kissed her forehead. Like, I don't know. He loves her forehead. So why didn't you just marry her forehead? He's so in love with her forehead. I just noticed that a lot. Like in the script, it's like he kisses her forehead. I was like, do people kiss foreheads that often? I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy, but that just seems like a lot of forehead kissing, you know? But anyhow. I mean, I guess it's like a sweet gesture, but it's just a strange recurring theme in the story that as amazing as the script is, that's the one one thing I noticed with my collaborator was like, man, that's a lot of forehead smooches. Quite a bit. Okay. So what was where was I? Okay, on the chair. So I'm sitting on the chair trying to keep things really dark, right? Because I don't want to wake anybody up. Everybody's fast asleep. I'm really bad at being quiet at night. I feel like I'm doing a pretty decent job at this. Everybody's fast asleep. And I get thirsty, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to go get some water from the kitchen very quietly. And I walk to the door. Keep in mind, I never work in this spot because, again, we don't usually have family over, so I'm usually out here working. And so I walk as I regularly would, just walking to the door of my room, forgetting that I have a giant rowing machine. I have a giant rowing machine right in front of where I'm walking, and I forgot that I had a giant rowing machine right in front of where I'm walking. So what I did was walk directly into a rowing machine as though it were not there. And so it caught my feet, and my whole front part of my body just went slam, like my chest, bam, right on all the metal parts above the water tank of the rowing machine. Just, and I heard a pop. Like I was worried that I had broken like a rib or something. Anyhow, luckily I didn't, but now I do have like this yellowish bruisey thing on my chest. And it was a wild one, guys. It was a wild one. But needless to say, I also probably woke up everybody in the house. So good job keeping everybody, because of course I screamed, like it was painful. I was just laying there, stomach over this thing, like, oh, like an old man. And I realized this is probably the first of my old man falls. This is this year I'm going to become 45. I guess I got to ask my elder statesmen if as you get older, I don't know. I don't know who among us are like the elders of the Artcasters, but I need to find out if stupid old man falls are like a normal thing, or if am I just aging quicker? I don't know. I feel like that was a legit fall my grandpa would have done. Not to be depressing, but my grandpa, he was a spry old man. He was pretty amazing, but he did reach a point, right, at an age, the last few years of his life where he was, he'd go out to get the mail and then the pump, just falling all the time, just losing balance, tripping, falling. I don't know. Am I already there? I feel like I'm already there. And the thing that was sad was we went to Universal Studios the next day. So I thought okay, I'm good. And then we get on a ride, and the rides all have this thing that presses down against your chest. And I was like, oh, I'm not good. So every time on a ride, we're hitting something and my chest is hitting the the restraint or whatever for the for the rides, we're going up for a drop, and I'm like, oh man, this is gonna hurt. Anyhow, I survived and honestly, I'm not trying to complain. I just thought it was funny that I'm is this just, I don't know, is this just what getting older is like, where you start just kind of falling, like forgetting that there's things in front of you, and I don't know. I don't feel that old yet, but maybe that just starts, occurring. I was talking to my good buddy Kevin Cross about this too, because a while ago, but we were just talking about how weird it is that, like, when you're a kid, you can skateboard and like break your leg and recover in like, like half a year or something. And it's like at this age, it's like, oh, there's no like it's going to take you years, to recover from like a broken leg. You're lucky if you're walking after, I don't know. It's an interesting time. I made Elizabeth's head gigantic on this rough, and I think that might have been the right call, but maybe I can. You'd think by this point in the story, with so many forehead kisses, I would have the forehead kiss panel down pat. Maybe Robert is just really into foreheads. Like, I really shouldn't tease like this. It's a wonderful script. It's just, it's something I know you'll notice this when you're working on a story, even a story you really admire or dig, where anything slightly odd about it will start really, really standing out, because it's like, wow, I just, I remember my initial reading of the script, it didn't stand out, but I think because making a comic is kind of like slow motion going through a script, where you're just living with each moment. Like, each page is going to be at minimum 8 hours of living with this single page of script, and so it's like, when you have to view it in that much detail, you start noticing odd things like massive forehead kissing. I think that should be a marketing tactic on our part with the book, where we can be like, play like crazy like music, like and just show foreheads getting kissed. You know what I mean? Maybe there's like a niche market there that we could we could cater to. Okay. I'm done goofing on the forehead kiss. Yeah, Dylan was saying, my guess is that forehead kisses back then were socially acceptable to show affection. Yeah, that's true. Dylan was saying, I think Joshua needs more forehead kisses. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I guess I just don't kiss my wife on the forehead that often. Like maybe once in a blue moon, but maybe it is a Victorian thing. Okay, I'm gonna do this. All right. What we're gonna do? We have 3 panels done. I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna play in honor of Jim Lujan, releasing his Full Fungus companion, which you should all buy. It's on like Amazon at a fair price. I think it was like $9.99, right, for 100 and something page book. Go get it. Go support Jim. Watch it. Support him on Patreon too, so you can watch the full fungus. The full fungus. Jim, that name. Having to say the full fungus is hard to say it in full. All right. Okay, here's Kids Say Kemble. I'll be right back. When I come back, we'll play track 3 and work on the next thumbnail or rough.
We now return to Kids Say the Craziest Thing.
So, little Susie, do you have any brothers or sisters? I understand you're in 3rd grade. How do you like that? Do you like your teacher? You like to do a lot of fun things at school? You got any hobbies, Susie? Any things you like to do when you're not in school? I hear you like to read.
Well, right now I'm reading 2 stories written and illustrated by Joshua Kemble. It grapples with faith and mental illness. It's ultimately a story about redemption. It's a savage piece of writing. Also, I just finished up Jacob's Apartment, another one by Kemble. Jacob's Apartment weaves together elements of spiritualism and relationship dynamics, as well as atheism, and all the while it deals with abandonment and loyalty. It's a fierce, fierce read.
Do you like ponies?
We also have Dylan saying from the Jim Lujan. Yes, the Jim Lujan. All right. Here is track 3. Oh, wait. Before I get into track 3, let's read the next part of the script that I got to do. So we got the kisses forehead. You remember, Robert, what we promised. Elizabeth says, and Robert gathers her closer. Okay. Track 3. Here it is.
We're lost cause won't even take the food from a hand that is giving you a chance. You drive fast cars, won't even take your time for the road to get where you wanna go. You never press pause, you never stop the pace, always moving on the chase, pushing people out the way. Deceleration, slow down now. Get to where you go. Slow down now. When you're a whack job, can't even read the lines or the signs that they put before your eyes. You're such a bad snob. You think you got enough information that you trust, man, and quickly through headline. Never press pause. You never stop the pace, always moving on the chains, pushing people out the way. Deceleration, slow down now. Get to where you go. Slow down now. Till sundown, yeah. And light explodes, leaving shadows drifting until night engulfs us all, yeah. Till sundown, yeah. And light explodes, leaving shadows drifting until night engulfs us all, yeah. Till sundown, yeah. And light explodes, leaving shadows drifting till night engulfs us all, yeah. When you're a lost cause, won't even take the time to examine the sublime in front of you. Ooh, you got no cause. Whatever time of day, pushing people out the way to get where you wanna be. D-E-C-E-L-E-R-A, D-E-D-E-C-E-L-E-R-A, 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 never stop the pace, always moving on the chains, pushing people out the way. D-E-C-L-B-R-A, D-E-C-L-B-R-A, just slow down now. Get to where you down. Slow down now. Till sundown, yeah. When light explodes, leaving shadows drifting. Till night engulfs us all, yeah. Till sundown, yeah. When light explodes, leaving shadows drifting. Till night engulfs us all, yeah. Till sundown, yeah. Light explodes, leaving shadows drifting. Till night engulfs us all, yeah. You're a lost cause.
All right, so that was the track 3. Again, none of these are mixed yet, or not mixed, mastered yet. So they're all a little rough, like they're not fully balanced out. But that gives you the gist. That song is just about, basically somebody who is unwilling to like make true friendships or put in the work to kind of make anything happen. They're just rushing and forgetting to like actually put in the work for friendships or for real relationships or for basically like coming up with their own identity. And so that's what that song is pretty much roughly about. About kind of, hey, slow down, decelerate, think about what you're doing. Like that's a good thing to do sometimes. As much as sometimes it's good to like, hit the gas or whatever. So anyhow, that's kind of what I think that song's about. We're going to get weirder, guys, with some more songs. These are going to get even weirder. That was track 3 of 7 that I have recorded so far. I'm also going to give you guys a sneak peek of part of 8. I haven't finished writing track 8, but I have a verse for it with no vocals that I'll probably sneak preview as well. I like to do this as I'm working on music projects, just so you guys can know. What's been fun too is the 7-string guitar that I got for Christmas has been getting a lot of use. And so you're going to notice some of the later tracks are going to get a little chuggy, a little bit of chug action, chug being the junk, which is like required if you're playing a 7-string. So, anyhow, let's get into a little bit more. Right now, I'm also doing the panel on here where it's going to be, you remember, Robert, what we promised. And now he's saying, we will always be together in this life and the next. So which is really sweet. Okay. So, let's get track 4 going and finish up the panel of we will always be together in this life and the next. Okay. I imagine that in like a Batman voice.
Everyone's gotta say false equivalence. Both sides comforting ambivalence. Safe in the middle, staying neutral in a conflict. Never have to live with the consequence. stick to the middle section. Never saying anything of substance at all. Inaction without reaction, trying so hard to stick to the middle section. Never saying anything of substance at all. In the middle of a conflict, like in the middle of an ocean, and the waves are getting stronger, sink to the bottom like a stone. In the middle of a conflict, like in the middle of an ocean, and the waves are getting stronger, sink to the bottom like a stone. In the middle of a conflict, like in the middle of an ocean, and the waves are getting stronger, sink to the bottom like a stone. In the middle of a conflict, like in the middle of an ocean, and the waves are getting stronger, sink to the bottom like a stone. Everyone's got a safe false equivalence. Both sides comfort in ambivalence. Safe in the middle, staying neutral in a conflict. Never have to live with the consequence of action. Inaction without reaction, trying so hard to stick to the middle section. Never saying anything of substance at all.
All right, so that one is a song about it's basically about people who stay in the middle of conflicts, particularly like politically, or like when it counts, when you need an opinion, like when a non-opinion is almost worse than an opinion. And that song is about those middle riders, people who are playing Switzerland or whatever. When it counts, and like basically never saying anything of substance at all, just kind of remaining inactive, and how that just can be, it can make friends for sure, but it tends to be a very dangerous road, because when you're not speaking up, sometimes it's almost worse than speaking up because it's like the spineless way to back the worst sides. So that's basically what that's about. This is a pretty easy page so far to rough out. This is her basically. Elizabeth's going to be saying, "Let's have no more of this somber conversation. Shall we find Penn and go for a walk?" And then the last panel is going to be them holding hands and kind of leaving the room. So, which is good because Penn left the room. So, so let's have this say, okay. Let's have her say, let's have, I feel like I should put another song on. So this one I'm really stoked about. All of these songs are really interesting in kind of different styles. Obviously that one had a little bit of Fugazi influence. That was song 5, I believe. Let me double check. No, that was song 4. Okay, I'm excited to share this one because this one's weird. I actually kind of rap in it. So beware, be weary. Here it is. I'm excited to share this one because this went in a really weird direction, but I'm kind of happy with the direction it went in. So here it is.
I want to take my time, tracing the lines of your silhouette on a sheet of white. It's a desert here, and I'm a traveler. Just keep me near. I thirst for water. I wander around these desert plains, wonder how to take these veins to explain and refrain the thoughts of death that enter to my brain, seeping in like a solution through some deep desire, setting fire as the music plays. And when the music's slow, could you make the sublime? And while the music slows, can you keep with the time? And when the music dies, could you say we're never gonna die? And while the music goes, we're not ever gonna die. We're not ever gonna die. Never gonna die in the depth of terror. Never errors, short outs of the light inside. No, it's a bright flight. Rewind to the night. I thought I ought to fly like Superman off the tallest end of the building. Then slap flat like a flapjack on concrete. No time to react or have tact with what is burdening me. See, I come from a culture that avoids the topic of death until the vultures tear at the carcasses, rip at the wounded, pretend it's a life that we run on unlimited. Try to own the board like a game of Monopoly till the music stops. Keep moving, never stop to breathe. And when the music's slow, could you make the sublime? And while the music slows, can you keep with the time? And when the music dies, could you say we're never gonna die? And while the music goes, we're not ever gonna die. We're not ever gonna die. I wanna take my time, tracing the lines of your silhouette on a sheet of white. It's a desert here, and I'm a traveler. Just keep me near. I thirst for water. Never thirsty, got a canteen, goes full bleed like a page in a book from a printer. Surviving the winter that's coming, singing and humming, ignoring the evidence, cooking phrases from the prophets of old. It's an old saying, but it's gold, and the road to hell is paved with good intentions, sick inventions, technological advancements for new ways to kill. We separate the healthy from the ill, or take pills to quell the feel, then pretend that we're never gonna die. Like Elliot Smith said, I just told the biggest lie. So I wander around these desert plains, seeking water for my pain, thinking about the consequences of existence. Existential dread kicking in, thoughts that are so profound they're sinking in until the vultures tear at the carcasses, rip at the wounded, pretend it's a life that we run on unlimited. Try to own the board like a game of Monopoly till the music stops. Keep moving, never stop to breathe. Could you make the sublime? And while the music slows, can you keep with the time?
All right, so that's my weird kind of hip hoppy song. I'm actually really happy with that one. It's pretty clear, but that one's about, like kind of like an existential crisis where it's like, people sort of, while things are going well, can they just kind of pretend that they're never going to die, and just kind of avoid deeper existential dread or existential questions. So that's the gist of that song. And like just talking about how our culture is so bad when it comes to things like that. Like I feel like culturally, I even talk about this a little bit in Two Stories, but I think we have a culture that tends to downplay topics of death. We downplay sickness. We kind of push away anybody who's like hurting or, and some of that's like survival mechanisms. I think some of it's capitalism where, it's just you kind of weakness inevitably gets kind of pushed out in like a survival of the fittest kind of world. But I think those are good, hard conversations to have. So that's what that song was about. You guys, we're almost there. I think I can play another preview, but I have almost finished the thumbnail or rough for this page. So all we have left now is just doing some borders, cleaning it up just a tiny bit. It's not a final page, so it doesn't have to be perfectly cleaned up. Where are my panel borders? Where are my panel borders at? Let's see. Did I not have panel borders? That's the old page. This is the new page that we just got. Okay, we might have to steal panel borders from a different page and import them in just so that I don't have to redraw those little swirly bops at the corners. Let's see here. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the sneak preview of the music. That was track 5. Now I'm going to play you track 6, which again has another rap kind of thing. I don't know why I was feeling like rapping. I'm not a rapper, but I don't know. Maybe I should change my name to Parappa. That was an old video game reference there. Okay, I'll be right back. We're gonna work on panel borders, solidifying the panel borders, and I'm gonna play you the preview of track 6.
Well, I got a gun to my head, metaphorically. Companies want me dead, empirically. Put a price on my head that I can't pay. Insurance cannot cover me. Wrapped in the guise of freedom and a free market. They made us a target, keep us in the crosshair, made us slaves for a wage. Till we age out of the system. Now I got a mission, Glock in a bag, saying fuck the system. Loaded in the mag. 3 words written, 3 shots written, through a nervous system, so no to submit. What's the audio? Taking out a CEO, powerless be powerful, replaying the video. He said he the rich, it ain't just a slogan, he said he the rich. Well, I got a gun to my head, metaphorically. Companies want me dead, empirically. Emily works at a hospital, so she can help the wounded heal. And I got a hole in my head that I need healed. We cannot process your claim. It's out of network, out of mind. Staple my head, please, Emily, so I don't bleed out on the floor. Staple my head, please, Emily, so I don't bleed. Well, I got a gun to my head, metaphorically. Companies want me dead, empirically. Put a price on my head that I can't pay. Insurance cannot cover me. Wrapped in the guise of freedom and a free market. They made us a target, keep us in the crosshair, made us slaves for a wage till we age out of the system. Now I got a mission, Glock in a bag, saying fuck the system. Load in a mag, 3 words written, 3 shots spitting, ruin nervous system, say no to civilians. Where's the audio? Taken out a CEO, powerless be powerful, replaying the video. Said he the rich, it ain't just a slogan, said he the rich. Well, I got a gun to my head, metaphorically, companies want me dead. Empirically, put a price on my head, and I can't pay insurance, cannot cover me. Wrapped in the guise of freedom and a free market. They made us a target, keep us in the crosshair, made us slaves for a wage till we age out of the system. Now I got a mission, Glock in a bag, saying fuck the system. Load in a mag, 3 words written, 3 shots spitting, ruin nervous system, say no to submission. Where's the audio? Taken out a CEO, powerless be powerful, replaying the video. Said he the rich, it ain't just a slogan. Emily works at a hospital, so she can help the wounded. And I got a hole in my head that I need healed. Cannot process regret. It's out of network, out of mind. Staple my head, please, Emily, so I don't bleed out on the floor. Staple my head, please, Emily, so I don't bleed. To my head, metaphorically, companies want me dead. Empirically, put a price on my head, and I can't pay insurance, cannot cover me. Wrapped in the guise of freedom and the free market. Emily works at a hospital, so she can help the wounded. And I got a hole in my head that I need healed. We cannot process regret. It's out of network, out of mind. Staple my head, please, Emily, so I don't bleed out on the floor. Staple my head, please, Emily, so I don't bleed. Well, I got a gun to my head, metaphorically, companies want me dead. Empirically, put a price on my head, and I can't pay insurance, cannot cover me. Wrapped in the guise of freedom and a free market. They made us a target, keep us in the crosshair, made us slaves for a wage till we age out of the system. Now I got a mission, Glock in a bag, saying fuck the system. Load in a mag, 3 words written, 3 shots spitting, ruin nervous system, say no to submission. Where's the audio? Taken out a CEO, powerless be powerful, replaying the video. Said he the rich, it ain't just a slogan, he said he the rich. Well, I got a gun to my head, metaphorically, companies want me dead. Empirically,
All right, so that was a little bit of a saucy song about certain health insurance CEOs that have been in the news recently. So that's a song about that. Yeah, I actually was really happy with how that came out, as saucy as I get in that song. I think it's a pretty good song. So anyhow, so there's that. That's track 6. I'm excited to share the masters at some point too. Those I will share obviously as I finish the album. And we are just wrapping this this rough up. I've basically just putting these in there. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the little sneak peek of the album, if you're digging it, if you like the variety, if it seems kind of weird. I feel like it's a pretty quirky one, but it's been fun, and you can probably tell which songs were made after I got the 7-string, because they have a lot of jug, 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 because you need that when you, I mean, that's why you have a 7-string. So anyhow, Paul's saying howdy. How's it going, Paul? You just missed my United Health CEO song that I played a trailer or a preview of for everybody. I think you would like it, Paul. All right. So while I finish this last one, I'll just do my last sneak preview. Hopefully the music's playing okay for you guys too. I know sometimes the audio on this can be weird. Here is track 7. Sneak peek of the next album.
You're not that crazy, and you can't change me, 'cause I'm a real animal. Got a driver in the car, gonna drive her really hard. You're not that crazy, and you can't change me, 'cause I'm a real animal. I'm just a real animal. A real animal. Just know I'll take it. Grab it from the tree. And even if you fake it, baby, I'll take what's coming for me. Yeah, I've got a monster living deep inside. And even if you let it get you, it's gonna eat you alive. It's gonna eat you alive. A real animal. I'm just a real animal. A real animal. I'm just You're not that crazy, and you can't change me, 'cause I'm a real animal. Got a driver in the car, gonna drive her really hard. You're not that crazy, and you can't change me, 'cause I'm a just know I'll take it. Grab it from the tree. And even if you fake it, baby, I'll take what's coming for me. Yeah, I've got a monster living deep inside. And even if you let it get you, it's gonna eat you alive.
Okay, that's all I'm going to play of that song. Track 8, maybe I'll play a little sneak preview of on the next live stream. Paul said, I'm a real animal. I've had several old girlfriends tell me so. Nice. Dylan also said they're beaming us up. I know there's some effects on that. But as you can tell, like I even did like a weird industrial song. So the 7-string brings out some weird, interesting tones and take that I really like. Actually, I really like the what the 7-string brings out. So it'll be interesting to kind of see what the album rounds out as. But for now, you guys have been awesome, and I have finished a thumbnail or a rough. So I will probably be streaming again, maybe in an hour or so, and working on roughs again. Thanks to everybody who tuned into this stream. If you haven't yet, definitely consider picking up Jacob's Apartment or 2 Stories, my 2 graphic novels. Also check out my music at Joshua Kemble or No Saboteurs. Those are the 2 places you can find music by me and or by my band. Paul said 7-string guitar. I'm so confused. Yeah, I got a 7-string for Christmas. So half of those songs were recorded on 7-string because it's a very metal guitar. And then let's see what else to wrap it with. Oh yeah, if you guys haven't yet, also support Jim Lujan. He just put out the companion book to the Full Fungus that you can get on Amazon. So you guys should do that. And also support Paul Pate's work. Paul Pate has some great comics out there as well. So check those out on Amazon. All right, guys. I will see you on the next live stream. If you haven't yet, hit like, hit the bell so you get notifications when we're about to go live. And I will see you guys on the next live stream. Thanks for hanging out. And goodbye.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to crumble!
I'm Joshua Kemble, and welcome to Joshua Kemble's live stream. I've been a freelance illustrator and graphic designer for over 20 years. I was an art director for 9 years. And when I'm not art directing and working on illustrations and graphic designs, I'm working on comic books and graphic novels, and that's usually what I do during my streams. And while conversations can go all over the place on this stream, from spicy and entertaining to goofy and silly, one thing stays consistent throughout every stream. I'll always be working on art. So pull up a chair, get your art supplies out, and get ready for an entertaining show that'll keep you company while you work on your own personal art projects. This is Joshua Kemble's Art Stream.